Got a joist that needs to be repaired, and of course you can see why it's broken. Previous homeowner had this belt around it and it was gapped open. I've got a plan, and I will try to show that plan as I go. First thing I got to do is take that top piece off in order to do what I need to do. So I'll do that first. Okay, so I got that off, and got this piece back in here with the jack on it so that I can get this piece back out. I did that the other day, and then I'm gonna let off a little bit to see if I can straighten it up, because the crack is not going together. I'm gonna see if I can clamp it back together. So, and now I'm gonna drill through. I got this piece up here shoved back. I'm gonna drill all the way through and gonna put some bolts through that first before the next stage of repair. Okay, so I've got counter bores here for the washer and the head of the bolt. I gotta try to make this as straight as possible. So I went through with a 3/16 bit so that the tip of the paddle bit could center on that, so I can do a counter bore here. I'm gonna re-drill that hole with a 5/16 bit for the 5/16 bolt. So I'm having to keep opening and closing the garage door. Where's that hole? I'm gonna put the bolt down from the top. Probably couldn't see that very well. I'm crammed behind the garage door. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Whatever's left over, I'm gonna cut off with the cut-off wheel or the angle grinder. I got these in there. I have a steel yoke that I'm gonna build that goes, it's 5.5 tall. I'm gonna weld a flange on the bottom and a flange on the top, so it captures that, and it's gonna span this. It's not gonna be as deep. It's gonna be like 1.5 inches or so, but it's gonna span on both sides of this about 16 inches or so, and that should take care of that. Got them in there and cut them off, and temporarily I put this piece back on till I get back to it on the weekend, after I finish fabricating the yoke that goes across there. I went ahead and put a bolt through there too, just even though that wasn't cracked yet. I thought I'd be proactive there. Okay, so here's the next day, and I'm getting ready to cut this notch out. What I wanted to do is just have the steel shop cut a radius out of here, but it wouldn't have gotten done this weekend. It would have been next week. So I just had them cut me a piece of 1/8 inch, 5.5 high, and roughly 37 long, and then I'm gonna cut this notch out with the angle grinder. I have this 2x6 here, but it's like, it's a little shy. It's like 5 3/8 as opposed to 5 1/2. So I clamped it on my ceiling joist in my garage. I'm gonna tack weld that on and then do one over here too, and then pull it back down and then finish welding it. Okay, so I tack welded it all up on the joist. Now I'm got it down and put this in here with some spacers for the right thickness to clamp that down and keep it stable while I weld. After I got it done, of course the welds, they want to shrink and pull up, so I had to adjust these flanges with a big crescent wrench, bend it straight. So that'll definitely keep the ceiling joist strong and able to hold that weight that's up on top of it too. There's a better look at it. Like that. Over the garage door track. Gonna go in that slot. All right, I got the old perforated brace off, and I've got it jacked up to make sure the joist is straight. It's a little good and tight. I'm gonna put some clamps up there while I put some screws, like drill some holes and put some screws in. I'll have to make sure not to screw where the bolts are in that joist. Now I'm gonna drill some holes, just a few, in the face, and maybe a couple in the top and bottom. Well, I probably don't need to record that. All right, so I drilled and countersunk the holes. There's some on top too. I'm gonna go get some longer screws and put in the bottom holes. All right, there it is. And there's four screws on the top too, or on the top as well. 1, 4,